Hey, this is Anthony Cesari with SuccessForYourSongs.com, and in this video we're going to be talking about how to more effectively sell your merchandise at your next live show. I'm going to be playing a clip for you of an interview I did with Wade Sutton of the site RocketToTheStars.com, who's going to show you an example of how an artist he worked with sold out all of his merchandise at his gig. So if you enjoy the video, please like it or leave a comment below. And if you have your own way that you've used to effectively sell merchandise at one of your gigs, please let us know about it below. This way other performers can learn from that.
That was Corey Wilkins. He's a country rock artist in San Diego. And Corey had come to me initially because he needed help with his live show and he wanted to make it more entertaining. And we started working on the show over Skype, and it was challenging because Corey's blind. So he and I would always make jokes that our Skype sessions working on performance and stuff on the show was a lot like playing charades for an hour. But you know, he had a shot glass that he was selling on his merchandise table, and the shot glass said "Tastes like whiskey," which was the name of one of his songs. And when we were working on the show, we were saying, okay, we know what his brand is, we know what his audience is. The people that come to his show are former veterans, people who are in motorcycle clubs. They're wild and they want to have a good time. And we knew that. So it's like, okay, how can we capitalize on that? So Corey had this song and we were looking at it. We were looking at the shot glass. And I said, I think we have an opportunity here to do something that will not only create a great moment in the show and reinforce your brand and work hand in hand with it, but also hopefully make you more money because of increased merchandise sales. So what we did was we took the song "Tastes Like Whiskey," we moved it to the second to the last song in the set list. And the reason we did that was because we wanted to make sure that when we got to this point in the show, the crowd had been drinking for a while. They were feeling good and they were having a good time and everybody was loose. And what we did was we put a stool on the stage. We had a bar stool. We put a bottle of whiskey on it and we put one of these "Taste Like Whiskey" shot glasses on it. And at the beginning of the song, Corey would say to the crowd, he said, "Hey, I heard this rumor that everybody here wanted to do a shot with me tonight. Is that true?" Well, crowd, they get excited. They start cheering and hooting and hollering. So then Corey would say, "All right, well, if that's the case," he said, "we're getting close to the time in the show where we're going to do it. So if you want to do a shot or you want to do a drink, make sure you get over to the bar and get it." So people would, they would rush over to the bar to get their drinks and he'd start the song and start performing it. And so we would have somebody pour a shot into the shot glass on the bar stool. So we would hit a spot in the song where we would kind of bring things down a little bit, and Corey would walk over and he'd pick up the shot glass and he'd raise it up and say, "Okay, everybody hold up your glasses." And they all would. So he would do a toast to all of the fans for coming out to the show. He would mention the bartenders. He would mention the waitresses. If he could, anybody that he could, he would mention by name and single them out. So then everybody, they'd hold up the shot glasses. He'd say, "Okay, here we go," throw them back. And everybody would do the shot, and then they'd all cheer, and they would all hoot and holler. And as soon as that died down, Corey would go, "Oh, by the way, this is my special Taste Like Whiskey shot glass. So if you guys want to remember the awesome party we had here tonight, go over to the merchandise table and make sure you get one before you leave." The first time we did that, Corey called me, and he was laughing, and he said, "We sold every shot glass." And it's just another example of understanding your brand, understanding the demographics, the people that are in the crowd, what it is that they are there for. Because if you have a brand that is developed and people believe it is a certain thing, and that's what they're wanting, they're going to come to the show so that they can get it. So you got to give it to them. And that's really what happened. It was taking his brand and finding a way to manipulate it, work it into the show, along with merchandise that he was already selling, and use all of that to create this great moment in the show that everybody remembered, and use it as a vessel to sell merchandise.
Yeah, I think what's great about that is I think a lot of artists get stuck in, they just want to create and not think about the marketing end of things. But I think when you start to, when you are involved in the marketing end, and first of all, I mean, who's going to care
more about it than you. No one, So
Nobody.
when
Yeah.
you're involved, it's going to be that much better just because of that. But also when you're doing it yourself, you can understand these things about your audience, like this story that you just told, that enables you to sell out all your shot glasses because you know what your audience is about and what they want, and you're in touch with them for that show. Whereas somebody who is just looking to have somebody else do all their marketing for them, wouldn't necessarily be able to do that because they just wouldn't even be aware that that's an option. Where can people find out more about your services and stuff like that?
Well, they can find out more about the services at rockettothestars.com. I have a book that I wrote a couple of years ago with Rick Barker, who used to manage Taylor Swift, and now he's a consultant to Big Machine. But you can get a free copy of that at giftfromwade.com. Just go on, put in your name and your email address, and you'll end up getting a response email that'll give you a link to go download it.
Okay, so I hope you found that information useful. If you're looking for more tips about improving your live performances, I've got a couple of cheat sheets that are going to help you out with that. So just tap on the screen right here to grab those. Also, if you haven't yet subscribed to this YouTube channel, you can tap on the button here to do that now, and also put links below this video for that stuff as well. So thanks again for checking this out. I'll talk to you in the next one. Take care.